What's something crazy you found out about an ex-partner after you guys ended things? He ended our relationship because he was having a hard time dating two women. Both of us were unaware of each other. Weary face. Broke up with a serial cheating, traditional man of God, and 4 years later, I randomly ran into him at a bar across the ocean from where he lived. I was on a date and he sat next to us at the bar. After an awkward intro, he announced that he had come out as gay after our breakup and was sorry for how he treated me. He proceeded to buy both my date and I drinks, then tried to get the bartender and my date to end the night with him. Even offered to pay for me to go away in an Uber, skull and crossbones. That she died of throat cancer. And it was strange. We'd been together 6 years and ending things semi-amicably. We both knew we were better off with other people. It was a sad but logical goodbye. 10 years later, I found out she had died from cancer. And while I had long moved on, the news of that immediately brought back all the good times, and I was more devastated by that news than I was when we ended the relationship. After getting a restraining order against him for trying to kill me, my ex immediately found and hooked up with my estranged mother, who abused me horrifically throughout childhood. She helped him pay for his attorney and all of his court costs. Edit. Fixed a typo. He finger blasted his close friend's wife at a party they were at. The friend was there too. She cheated on me. Wildest part is 4 years later, I started dating my now fiancé, and I only found out my ex cheated on me because it turns out my fiancé's ex cheated on them. With her. They cheated on us with each other years before we got together. He left me out of the blue after 6 years to find himself. He then left the country, got a job on a Disney cruise as a sound tech, and is now good friends with the guy who plays Goofy on the ship. Nothing awful or devastating, just super random faced with tears of joy. He ended up on the sex offender registry for taking photos of children at an elementary school. She lied about being allergic to cats because she didn't like my cat. The cat knew before I did. This girl I dated for a semester in college said she had a little brother that is elementary school age. I find out a couple years later from a friend of hers that little brother is actually her son. I lived with a murderer for a while. Didn't find out until almost 20 years later when I read his obituary, and my mother decided to tell me he was fresh out of prison when I met him. In my mom's defense, she didn't know this until a couple of years after I'd split with the guy, but damn. We lost our virginities to one another. He went on to become one of the most sought-after male escorts and a porn star. Secret family flushed face. 15 years ago, I bought my G/FA smartphone. We broke up a month after. She returned the phone without wiping it. Took me 2 tries to guess her password. There were a lot of dick pics in her messages. He's into polyamory now. Which at least it's consensual now because it wasn't for me when he cheated on me with several people. But it checks out. I dated a guy who was about 6 years older than myself when I was fresh out of high school. He was a heavy drinker but a happy one, worked as a mechanic and very popular in our friend groups. A few years after we split, I saw a news article about how he was drunk driving, hit a motorcyclist, and left him to die on the side of the road. That motorcyclist had a family and friends who were devastated. She had slept with both men and women while we were together. Lied to me the entire 7 years. Never actually cared about me. Was a game to her, I think. Someone I dated in early high school, wasn't a long or serious relationship thankfully, is now doing 10 years in prison for sexual assault of a minor. This is all secondhand knowledge. So who knows how truthful it is, but a girl I dated in high school and later had a summer fling with after college moved to Denver, started dating a drug dealer, stole from said drug dealer, who then ran her over with his car. Apparently, she had to learn how to walk again. But I'll reiterate, second-hand knowledge. I haven't talked to her in like 20 years. Found out he had sex with every new woman moving to his apartment complex, and some regulars too, and they all met and knew me and lied for him. Go figure. 2 years after we broke up, my ex transitioned into a woman. I had no clue they were trans. It was not info I was privy to in our relationship. I was shocked, but it definitely explained some things about our relationship. She was involved with proper mafia in her home country, the biggest one in Taiwan. Some scary shit TBH. She became a mental health counselor, how little they know. That he loved me. Never said it for 6 years. After I broke up, he desperately said it over and over.
And you know what?
I think he really did.
How sad is that?
Found out today my ex-situationship was in jail for DVBC. One of those Instagram mugshots accounts landed on my Insta feed, worried face. Edit. Meant to say was in jail, not is. He just got out. Oh yeah. And then an hour later I saw on my feed his proposal pictures with the girl from the DV. I'm so confused by the whole thing.